Elon Musk just announced that he's shutting down 80% of Twitter and actually already started to do so. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what that means, what you can learn from all of this. But first, I need you to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. That way this video will get shared out to more people and they can be aware of exactly what Elon Musk is doing. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and look at Elon Musk's announcement and talk about what it means. Elon Musk tweeted that he wants to apologize for Twitter being super slow in many countries. The app is doing over 1,000 poorly batched RPCs just to render the home timeline. So first up, RPC, what is that? So it is a remote procedure call. Essentially, it's another way of making a request to a server. Most of the time that's done over HTTP, but RPC is a different way of doing it. It's a little bit more performant, a little bit harder to use. Browsers don't really support it very well, so that's why we don't use it day to day for like web development and stuff like that. But for server to server communication, RPC works out really well, especially if you pair it with something like, say, protobuffer, which doesn't use JSON. It serializes everything in a binary way, so it's machine readable, not really human readable. But what that means is the payload is much smaller. So anyway, RPC is a incredibly efficient way to transfer stuff from machine to machine and works pretty well. You can also use it for Android apps too, but not really used all that often. Let's look at this tweet a little bit more in depth. So one person responds with, you undoing server-side rendering, like that's probably more of the reason why it's causing some issues. He responds by saying he was told about 1,200 RPCs independently by several engineers at Twitter, which, by the way, I don't doubt that. The engineers probably did tell him that there's 1,200 RPCs. He also mentions like there's 1,200 microservices. Microservices communicating by RPC isn't weird. Like that's a pretty normal thing. So that's not really the root of the issue. And it kind of starts to show that I don't think Elon Musk understands what the problem is. And he kind of goes into it a little bit more, saying that the same app takes about 2 seconds to refresh, but in India it takes about 20 seconds to refresh. So at this point, it kind of seems like maybe he's thinking that the RPC communication is happening from server to client, but I'm assuming it's happening by like server to server, which at that point they're in the same data center. So there's not really going to be any latency. He then goes on to say that part of today, they will be turning off the microservices bloatware. Less than 20% are actually needed for Twitter to work. So he's essentially saying he's shutting down 80% of Twitter, which is crazy, especially, again, he doesn't seem to understand what the root cause of the slowdowns are at Twitter. He heard something, he thought of a solution, and it was not the right solution. And then Elon Musk kind of goes on to tweet some other pointless stuff. So we're going to jump in and look at what people are responding with. So this person mentions that at Theranos, the engineers hated Sunny Balwani and would make up words just to see if they could trick him into using it. And from Elon Musk's original tweet, he mentions poorly batched RPCs. You usually don't batch RPCs, like you make RPC requests and it's like back and forth between server to server. So saying that they're being batched is probably not correct. Maybe they're batching 1,000 RPCs together, but I don't know why. Another one, so this is from the former tech lead for Timeline. So they mention that he can confidently say that this man has no idea what he's talking about. He doesn't, like he's just saying words, doesn't really seem to know what the words mean. Doesn't even seem to know what the problem is. And then this tweet is pretty interesting because they mention that Twitter is using GraphQL. So they're using GraphQL for client communication, perhaps, to render the timeline. And then maybe when you're making the GraphQL call, that's what's triggering RPC calls to be made to different services. Maybe. And then just to talk about GraphQL a little bit more, we have another person, Sammy, kind of chiming in, bringing up that companies that are at the size and scale of Twitter need strong API contracts between teams and programming languages. I would agree. GraphQL works really well. It's really good for federating from like a bunch of different services and essentially just going, okay, I want to get this information. The client's telling me it needs this information. Now I will go off and figure out how to get that information and make multiple different requests. But again, their GraphQL server sits in the same data center as the other microservices. So it making those requests, it's not going outbound to the outside internet. It's just doing local networking. So the performance impact is really minimal, especially when you consider that this is all most likely running in parallel. So they're not being batched up, they're being requested in parallel. Once GraphQL has that information, then it returns the full request. But I mentioned that someone also got fired over this, so let me go ahead and show you that, because I think it gives you a lot of information about what it's like to work for Elon Musk. So this is Eric. He got fired. He let Elon Musk and other people know that he's spent the last 6 years working on Twitter for Android and can say that what Elon Musk is saying is wrong. Elon Musk then responds, "Can you please correct me? What is the right number?" So he's still thinking okay, the problem is there's too many RPC calls. Not is the problem something else? And Elon Musk also then says, "Twitter is super slow on Android. What have you done to fix that?" So he's kind of hinting at, hey, I'm going to fire you. I mean, that's sort of the way that I took it before I even knew that the guy was fired. He goes on, lets Elon Musk know that cold starts of the app, there's 20 requests to load the home timeline. Most requests are non-blocking, so they happen in the background. So the app, it's not taking forever to start up, but it might be taking a little bit of time to load in that information. He also then lets him know what the reasons are for it being slow. The app's bloated, there's too many features. I think that's something that Elon Musk would agree with. Also mentions that they've accumulated a lot of technical debt while they're trying to just get a bunch of features out there, which that's normal for any company. And then third, they're spending a lot of time waiting for network requests. Then it kind of goes in someone was hey, why are you saying this publicly? And he just lets him know well, maybe it would be nice if this guy isn't trashing me publicly to his hundreds of millions of followers. This guy laying down says, hey, you should just fire the guy. Elon Musk goes, okay, he's fired. And so really what can you learn from all of this? Well, for one, Elon Musk has no clue what he's talking about. That is pretty apparent at this point. He's just puppeting things that people have said to him without really knowing what any of that means. He's looking for solutions when he should just be empowering people to solve those problems. Turning off 80% of Twitter isn't going to solve that problem of making Twitter faster. And then if you currently work at Twitter and you're watching this video, one, I'm curious if you have any other inside scoops. Is there anything that I got wrong? Let me know in the comments below, but also I'm interested, why do you still want to work at Twitter? This is just absurd. Elon Musk is dragging employees through the mud in front of hundreds of millions of his followers. Why? It's just absurd to me. And then if you don't work at Twitter, I think this is a really great example of what a toxic workplace looks like in real time, publicly on Twitter. It's not normal for a CEO to trash their employees publicly. It's also not normal for CEOs to trash their employees privately in front of all of the other employees. Those are both very toxic things. To make it even worse, people usually don't fire people in front of anyone. It's usually they will bring them in, have an HR thing. They don't make an announcement of you're fired before you're actually fired, which again is just absurd to see the way that Elon Musk operates. And if you are at all interested of what it's like working at Twitter, check out this video next. I made it a couple months ago before Elon Musk acquired Twitter. I made some assumptions about what it might be like working at Twitter. But anyway, go check out that video next if you're interested, and leave a comment on that video to let me know, how accurate was I? Did I get it completely wrong? Did I get it right? I'm interested what you all think, but that's it. That's the video.